Happy hump day to all. Happy hump day to all. This is Christal XO, one half of the Dating Diaries coming to you on a Wednesday evening. And I am just one half of the conversation here. The other half, of course, is our good friend, Scorpio Moe.
What up? What up? What up? Happy Wednesday.
It is. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. How has your week been thus far?
Just getting started.
Okay. Hey,
Now,
Angela. Hey, Sparky.
real quick, huh?
I was saying hello to the chat. The chat was here.
What up, y'all? Happy Wednesday to everyone. Hump day. Welcome to Dating Diaries.
B-Leg, welcome. Marriott says Cigar Mo. We're going to start calling him Cigar Mo instead of Scorpio Mo. Hey, Kiara. Tina Bree says she's here on time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Kim J, what's up? Renee, I love this. Everybody is here on time tonight. Well, you know, a lot of us are here. That's what's up. I want you to get all that smoke. Get all the smoke there that you need.
They're falling. Everybody are falling.
Yeah. So you said your week is just getting started. I know you had a big weekend. You had a gala. You had a chance to get some gambling in, I hear.
That I did. Yes, I did. Thank you. Oh, blackjack all night. Yes.
You bet on black?
Blackjack, man.
Yeah, I know, but isn't that the name that say?
That's roulette. That's craps and roulette. No. Blackjack is blackjack 21. You play against the house, everybody else, to get the closest to 21 or at without picking the cards. And you say, hit me. You get over 21. You eliminate it. Blackjack 21. Blackjack for sure.
Okay. All right. Well,
you can have 21. You can play blackjack. It's all good.
Marriott says she missed us both. I missed you both already. We missed you too, Marriott. Welcome. You guys, we're gonna have a good time tonight. I just thought we would have some fun. You know, we don't have a guest, but we do have some fun things to talk about. The first thing I thought is, you know, that challenge. I thought, Mo, what do you think about if you and I do that challenge, the never knew love like this before, and you be the background dancer?
What? Oh, is that the thing I just saw Method Man and his daughter doing?
Yes.
What is that? What is that?
So one person sings and the other person has to do the background movements.
So you Beyonce and I'm who?
Well, I mean, hey, if you want to sing, I'll do the background.
Oh, I'm not Beyonce. I'll be.
So yeah, it has to go to the I never knew love like this before, and then the other person has to do whatever it has to happen in the background. You know, as a background dancer.
I got 2 left feet, but I'll see what I can do.
We need to do that. Thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you all. First of all, let me just say thank you all for the birthday wishes, everybody that left a message, everybody that left a message in the chat. I really appreciate it. It made my birthday very special. I'm very thankful to have the XO family as a part of just, you know, my daily, what I'm doing on a daily basis. So your warm wishes definitely made me feel good. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, my friend, always being there, holding me down on the birthday, coming to a birthday dinner.
Yeah, good food.
Yes, good food. You had some, what was that, lobster mac and cheese?
And let me tell you something. The lobster mac and cheese, I'm still thinking about that. The salmon and the lobster mac and
yeah, got that salmon.
I've ordered. Normally I do the thing where they just bring over the meat and the whole. But that's my first time. I'm done with that. I'm going to the other side. I didn't know that was that good over there.
Yeah. Well, I would say whatever. Thank God my goddaughter just came home from Syria last night. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations, Tammy. We definitely want to give her some love. That's wonderful. That is definitely something to be proud of and happy about. And you know what? It's funny that Kim J says you guys should review Love is Blind because we talked about that last night, actually.
Hey.
Decided. Isn't that crazy?
You got me watching that shit last night, man.
So we decided we're going to talk about Love is Blind and do that on Wednesdays because it's so much dating. It's so much good dating data.
Well, I gotta watch it again. I'm off for the next couple of days so I can really lock down because I'm trying to watch it. As soon as I start watching it, my phone rings and but I'm catching stuff that's throwing me off. And it seemed like it was going by real fast because all of a sudden they was proposing. I'm like, hold up. Get to this part. And I don't know. I will say this. I don't know no men like these gentlemen on this show.
I don't know where they find them either. I stick to my belief that real men, or let me not say real men, because that could be offensive. Unproblematic men are less likely to go on a show like Love is Blind. I don't know very many. I think women, I always say this, I think women are more romantic and kind of believe that, you know, in a fairy tale of love could happen. And I just don't think men are wired like that.
I would like to meet these fairy tale men because this is dudes is coming back crying. She proposed. She said yes, bro. And I was just like, what?
They do, but I would also ask you to pay attention to the difference in the demographic, the age demographic. So maybe if this was 20 years ago, Scorpio Moe, you may go back to the room, but like she said, yes, bro. You may do that.
You might have catch me about 18. I would have did this. 19, 18, before 20, for sure.
Yeah.
But Belle Biv DeVoe said smack it up and flip it and rub it down, I was gone.
I did not know. I don't know how Belle Biv DeVoe got pulled into this. Okay. All right.
That was just my timeline of when I stopped believing in that and went another route.
Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Yeah. So this is, I believe it's in Denver this year.
I don't know where it's at, but
it's in Denver. So we'll be talking about that next week. But yes, we are going to review Love is Blind.
So do they fly? So are they from all over? And this is shot in Denver, or they're from the Denver area?
They're supposed to be from the area that they're kind of like Ready to Love, just the vanilla version.
Okay. Didn't know it was Asian people in Denver, but okay.
Yeah, cool. Denver, you know, my mom was in Denver before she moved here. Not that my mom is Asian. I'm just saying, there's diversity in Denver.
Okay. I didn't know. This is the first
time.
And
Hey You There said military people kind of cause that. Yeah, that kind of causes everything to be, you know. Yeah, anytime there's military folks around. Tonight, before we get into our conversation, which is of course, we're going to do our dating disasters, deal breakers, and dilemmas. Tonight is all about what people wear. What do we think when a person shows up? Because unfortunately, we judge people by what they look like physically, like their size. I would say, I'm going to ask Mo. I would say for me as a woman, the first thing I look at when I was dating was a man's face and his height. Those were the very first things I would notice: the height, the face, and then the body. Then I would move on to the clothes, because I've always believed that clothes I could fix, because I've usually dated guys that will let me tell them what to wear. I've just been able to do that. I've never thought, I have a lot of friends that'll be like, no, if he can't dress, I don't like him. But I'm just like, as long as he has good raw materials, you know, a supportive woman can say, hey, baby, I bought you this outfit, and they'll usually like it. And they like, you know, I just never had a problem with that. So I don't really worry about what they have on. But what they have on does make me judge them on, you know, it does make me judge them on their personality. So that's what tonight's conversation is going to be about. Once we get to the meat of it, I do have a video I want to play in just a bit, but let's talk about dating disasters with clothes. Have you ever shown up for a first date and the date been dressed inappropriately or Something that they had on just threw you off. Mo, what say you?
Well, yes. Let's go with a woman that you introduced me to.
I knew this was. I knew this was coming.
Why not? As the story goes, I met up with the woman once. Yeah, for brunch, what have you. At the time, wasn't sure. It was an outside thing, met her in the parking lot. We had spoke, nice firm hug, that kind of thing. It was cool. It wasn't sparks anything, but she was cool. I would have preferred a little bit more talkative, but she was cool. So she was going out of the country, and she said she wanted to stop by and see me. So it was late. We weren't going anywhere. She just wanted to come by for a few. And so she came by to see me. The outfit, this one threw me off. It looked like a performer's outfit. Like, and not like she was the main performer. She was a background singer. She had a background singer's outfit. It had a shimmy to it. And
when you say shimmy,
yes.
Are you meaning shingles, or are you talking about a silver tone? Are you talking about those little the little disco square, like circles? What exactly is the shimmy?
The shimmy is more like the Christmas tree stuff.
Oh,
Tinsel.
He's so wrong.
Tinselish, but that's not the kicker. But I did think she was going somewhere else, because where else could you go with this outfit? I know you didn't come to see me. There's no way. You were way too dressed up. But she came in 70s background singer, to be exact. Let's be clear. Now, the shoe that she had on was similar in fashion. It was a half boot.
Hey there, said Bella Noche.
Wizard of the boot was, and I took a picture of it.
He did.
And I sent it to Christal, because
he did.
I was confused with the outfit. I really she was a little overly done. That was the last case that I've ever had like that. I've had a few, but that was the last one that that happened, and that was even a few years ago. But I that stuck out to me. And she was a thin woman with a wide boot. They were kind of loose around the ankle area.
What's the name? That's Little Rail had a joke about loose boots.
Loose boots.
And I personally am always jealous of girls that have loose boots, because I've always had big calves and big thighs, unfortunately. But I've never had a loose boot. I've never had, not since I became an adult, have I ever had a loose boot. And sometimes I may have trouble with the boot, because most knee boots are made for women with thin calves.
Okay.
I've always had a jealousy of the loose boot women. But when you see them walking around and the boot is here, and I mean the leg is here and the boot, I'm always like, oh, dang it, man.
Don't be.
All that loose boot.
Don't be.
I'm jealous. I want a loose boot. Man, do you know how it feels if I zipped a boot up and it was loose? Oh.
Well, I will tell you this. They are a lot easier to take off.
I know.
Because I done took off plenty of boot before at my time. Let me tell you. The trick is you got to grab it from the bottom and kind of tilt up. You can't just be yanking it and thinking that now I got to grab from the bottom on an angle and slide upward.
It's gotta be you. You can't just go jerking.
No, you can't do that. Ain't never gonna work.
Oh, sure. Do you know how embarrassing it is if you can't get your boot off?
Man, I had a couple tight boots. What?
You can't. If you try a boot on and you're trying to get it off, oh,
you might as well put the other one on and wear it out the store.
Man, being a woman is not easy. It's just not easy. So many different traps for us everywhere.
It's designed that way, right?
It is, but okay, let me ask you before we move on to mine, Mo, because he did text me the picture of the boot and the outfit. But I'm wondering if you guys had a connection, could you have seen past the Dazzle's boot and pencil top?
Yeah, it was just a decade thing. It wasn't but since then, over these years, you have sent me photographs over the years, and it has not gotten better.
I would like to point out that you did date another girl that had fashions from a different decade, and you were okay with that.
We're not here to talk about that. We're just focused on the one.
I'm just saying, though, I just want to make sure that you're not, people are saying Christal fixed Mo up with a girl that dressed, but he also picked one himself, a bedazzler of sorts.
I didn't know that after the fact, but you're right. You're right.
You knew it when she was coming around, and you were out there just trimming hedges and watering flowers, so you were okay with it.
Boy shorts and other things. And then when it came to winter, when it got a little colder, that's when I saw the sweaters and all the other stuff you're talking. You're right.
The bedazzled. Well, when I first met her, she had on a coordinating suit, and it was a little jacket that was short. It had a tie and a skirt and a shoe that was not unlike Monica's shoe.
Let me tell you something. She had went through her Pat Benatar phase.
Oh, somebody has shots fired. Hey, you there, says Gail ain't the most avant-garde dresser, Mo.
She's a woman of a certain age. What do you expect?
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Mm-mm. No.
Gail's 76 years old.
She may be, but there are other women that are in that same age demographic that don't take the risks that Miss King takes.
Gail is busy doing journalistic stuff. She ain't got time to be all around here willy-nilly in the department stores.
He's always gonna protect his boo. He is. She's not really 76. I think she's like 70. Let's see how old Gail is. She's not 76 though. He's doing her like Cat Williams did Joe Biden. No, so I do remember I went out with this guy, and she said Gail is 70. Hey Linda, I have a problem with shoes because I believe with a man, if he has on a good shoe and he has a good, good raw materials, everything else is.
What's a good shoe?
Let me tell you. Okay, but first of all, I just want to, because when I had a son, I said this is good because I just have to make sure he has on good shoes and haircut. Good shoes and a haircut as a guy, you're cute. As long as you got on fly sneakers and you got a haircut. Everything else can be, you can wear a white t-shirt every day as long as it's ironed and neat, and a pair of jeans, and as long as you got a good shoe on, and later a watch. But right now we're just talking about shoes. Huh?
What makes a good shoe?
Well, I'll tell you what doesn't make a good shoe. What I call a biscuit shoe. And do you remember that? I told you this guy had on a biscuit shoe. What I don't like, because this is the thing. There's a lot of men that don't wear sneakers, especially when you get to corporate age, right? So talking about mid-30s and up, a lot of men go to work and they don't have a lot of sneakers, right? If they have a loafer that has a thick toe and is square, that's what I call a biscuit shoe. It is not. It's not, because really a man's shoe should not. Yeah, a point that curves up. It should not. It should not. Should not be thick at the top like a biscuit. And this man had on a biscuit and it tied. It had shoestrings.
Don't you like biscuits?
That's funny. Actually, I'm not really into biscuits. I am into ciabatta, but the ciabatta, not necessarily biscuits. But I don't like.
Is it like squeezed up and gets big at the top? Correct. Paul.
Yes, it's a thick. So I don't like hard bottoms, square toes that look cheap. That's the best way I can describe it. Not because a loafer is going to be, it's going to have a nice low profile. I don't like a thick toe.
Sole and toe?
Yes, and square. Yes, men have square toes. I'm not really into that. This did not resemble Stacey Adams. This looked like something that he got at, like, what are those shoe stores? It's like a whole rack room, like a rack room hard bottom for a man. No, not on a date. And to me, I prefer a man to just wear sneakers on a date. If we are going to someplace that does require a hard bottom, then you would need to get something that has a good leather, right? Kohan, that's good. Good for Ferragamo. Nice Italian leather that you can tell it has a certain way that the slacks should lay on it.
What about like a softer shoe that can go with a jean?
What do you mean?
Can I show you?
Please.
I'll be right back.
Okay. This is just a way for Mo to show you all his extensive shoe collection. But we'll play along. If all a man wears is sneakers, that's a problem. That's true, but I'm saying, like, don't wear the biscuit shoe. Not the biscuit shoe. I don't like. I mean, just it basically is a cheap hard bottom. That's what that is.
You can wear with a jean, correct?
Yes, you got to have something they can wear with a jean or a nice slack.
I just wanted to know, because it's tough to pick a shoe that goes with a jean, because you can dress up and you can dress down.
You didn't show us the shoe.
I just did show you.
Show it. Put it up so we can see. Did y'all see the shoe? I didn't see the shoe. Put it up across to the screen. No. That's not that. That's a nice, because that, to me, that's like a casual sneaker type shoe.
That's what I'm saying. You could wear that in a sweater, so on and so forth. But the reason why I'm saying that's a more trickier shoe to buy than a shoe with a slack.
Hey, Empress Gabby, we'll definitely catch you on the playback. And if you guys are just joining us or watching the playback, we are talking about how to dress on dates. We're getting ready to get into that. Tonight's conversation is all about what would you assume by someone, about someone by how they dress if they, showing up on a first date. What do we assume? So I have some pictures of women. I have some pictures of women for Mo. We're going to ask him, what does he think if a woman showed up for a first date with this outfit on? What would his first impression of her be? And then I have some pictures of men. I will share, and I'll have the chat share with me what you guys think as well. No, those were good. I'm good with those shoes. I'm talking about a fake leather is what I think I'm speaking about.
They can be hard because, I mean, square toes are out. They don't really last long when they do come in season. I think they had a run that was very, very short, and they came with a wide leg pants. When the wide leg pants went out, the square toe shoe went out.
Yeah, I personally don't want to date a guy that has on a wide leg pants.
The thing that in style that changes the most out of anything is silhouettes. You know what I'm saying? So the wide silhouette, you know, obviously the silhouette is, we went to real thin. We went to baggy to real thin to now we're regular. And those what have to go along with the shoe. If you wear a smaller, pointier shoe with a wide leg pant, it's going to cover it. So that's got the bigger. You see what I'm saying? That's why.
But I just still, there's one thing I think that one of the sexiest shoes a man can wear is an Italian leather half boot. A nice half boot that is leather and just has great styling. Like, you know, and there are always opportunities to get those. It has to just, but it needs to be one of quality. I don't think you have to spend a lot of money on most things, but shoes, specifically leather, like you want to get a good quality leather boot. But I really like that. I love a half boot.
I got a boot / shoe.
Yeah, it's definitely more than a shoe. But I think those are so attractive on men, especially. And I think you wear those with jeans or slacks.
How do you feel about a Chelsea boot?
I like a Chelsea boot.
Because I got two that I still didn't wear yet. And I saw women cracking jokes calling them brunch boots. And I was like, man. Yet. And I done had them for 2 years. And I was like, as soon as I bought them, I started hearing the jokes. But these are younger women. So I was like, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they don't. Those boots are not, Chelsea boots are nice. Before we get into the conversation, before we get any more into the conversation about that, I wanted to do our dating disasters. I have this clip. You and I talked about it earlier this week. One of our viewers, thank you to the BLA Way, shared with me again. So I said, well, let's go ahead and talk about this clip. Your brother Cam Newton talking about why he needed to know his girl's number. I already know how Scorpio Moe feels about this, but I will chime in after this. This is Cam having a conversation about his girl Jazz, and also you'll see Jazz's comment in this clip. But he's explaining why he needed to know not only her number, but every single man that she had intimacy with, and he gives a reason why. Here we go.
I'll tell you why, though. I want to know, because before I sit up here and really keep moving and elevating our relationship, I want to know who got one up on me. And if I'm willing to take on that burden, because why I want to know, if you had any type of relationship, intimacy experiences with people that I really know, I need to know that. I'm owed that. Because if you don't give me that, you got me, hey y'all, this my girl, and you got somebody over there in that corner like, that nigga don't know. But what? You good?
All right, Mo, what say you? Do you agree with Cam? And if so, why?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I agree to know if they're in my circles, like if they played in the same sports, or I would need to know if we're going to your family's events or cookouts and I'm gonna bump into this person. Let me know so I don't be, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing. But other than that, if they're just randoms and you're growing up, you went to college here and so on and so forth and had a boyfriend in high school, I don't need to know all that. I need to know what I'm going to be around, possibly, or that could, my reputation, because men do play those games. It's a silent game that men play and feel, and we never really bust each other. Like, I've seen women bust each other out. Men don't do it. It's a quiet thing amongst our friends, and we know, because a lot of times, let's say if they're even in our field, dudes be having chicks, and especially nowadays, all in their phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about videos and all kind of stuff. So, you just kind of like don't have me in the dark if I'm going to be around this person, especially someone like him where he's up on the guys if they're not on this field. They'll probably be like glad to have and look up to you. Oh, you got her now. I wish I still had her. But when there's your, what do you call it?
Here?
your peers in your field of work, then that's different. Yeah, let that brother know. Let that brother know. Trust me, guys on that play that game on a higher level, and you have no idea. And it never grew up from high school. That locker room talk exists between 50 and 60-year-old men. Y'all don't have to believe it, but I'm telling you. Now, it's not as loud, you know what I'm saying? But it's whispered, opposed to telling the whole locker room in high school, but it is whispered. So,
yeah.
you know, amongst that, and he don't know. And there was this incident of Ray Carew. I don't know if people are familiar with that. Jacksonville Jaguars player, not Jacksonville Jaguar, pardon me, the Carolinas, with Cam played. Well, it was an incident, you know, I don't want to get too deep, but a guy's girl was rumored to be, she was a dancer, exotic dancer. And she was known to different players from different teams that come in town. And she was like a chick you would want to know. Cool. You know, guy's been with her. And it came out that he was the one that was pregnant by her. You know, and that caused problems. And he felt the way, and it turned the way it turned. So that's why for guys, let that man know. That's all I'm saying. But the regular dudes know. Whatever.
That's interesting. I think that women are similar.
Oh, I know they are.
Right. So I was trying to ease in slow, but yeah, women are similar. So I think that men see it differently, right? So I feel the same. I feel like a lot of women that have what they call bitchy personalities, a lot of them are like that because their dude is moving around, you know, and they either he's been with a lot of women and they know that when they go out, just like men do that, women do the same thing. So it's like, oh, she thinks she got something, but I done had her dude. He's still trying to, like, it's the same thing. And I think that men don't necessarily see it like that. Like, to me, it's just weird to hear Cam say that, knowing that I would definitely not believe that he's a faithful man. So I get it. I mean, he's you know, he's a chauvinistic person, so he believes that the woman should tell him, but he probably doesn't see anything wrong with him. He doesn't feel like he should tell her about things from the past or probably current, you know. So
people that he could, because of that interview, I'm not gonna lie, seemed very flirty.
It did. Yes. A few of his interviews have seemed very flirty. He seems to always end up interviewing his type. You know what I mean? So I just don't. I think both sides. If it was good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I understand that men have egos, but I always say women have egos too. And women are way more evil towards each other with it. Like, I reminded you guys about my Facebook group. The Facebook group is,
you on that?
Yeah, because it provides me so much laughter. Whenever I just, you know, it's so much going on. But in this group, sis, is this your man? It is crazy how women will come in there, post a guy, and then other people will start, he ain't this, he ain't that. I just had him last night. I just did it. Like, it's the same. You know what I mean? Everyone has an ego, to Tu's point. And I think, you know, you cannot assume that it doesn't hurt the woman just as bad if women are talking like that. Specifically, if entire groups of women are laughing. That's my thing, is like, just don't embarrass. Like, I don't want a person to cheat, but the embarrassment of it's crazy.
I noticed, like, the prettier the girl, the more women when it come out, it feels like to say that they had him. And I don't know if that's all the way true. I mean, I believe a lot of it's true, but some of it just seems like they take her down a peg. This is where the pretty stuff works against them. Like, I feel like, you know, because it's hard to even be nice to women without them thinking anything. And sometimes you can just open the door, and then the next minute somebody be like, yeah, my friend said you tried to talk to me. And I'm like, what? Did you see your friend? Anyway, but it's like, you just see some stuff, you just be like, some people do exaggerate in stories. But I just believe you got to be careful. I think if you're going to meet or be around or have the chance to bump into, or you might not think about it, but you come across them. If somebody invites you to a cookout and they bring someone you used to deal with, you didn't date, but the room knew. Do you think that you owe that person, be like, hey, I just want you to know that old girl that just pulled up, that everybody's hugging, that's kind of waved and kept walking, you know, we had a little something going on back in the day, but it was a while ago. I just want you to be aware of, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, so you don't feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think that's fair on both sides. You know what I mean? I think that's fair on both sides. Unfortunately, would it go that way? No, probably not. You know, because people get in their feelings.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, let's be honest. So you go to an event. I saw people talking about this with the homecoming, because it's like homecoming time. And I saw a friend of mine said, if your girl went to a HBCU and you feel some kind of way about her past, just don't come to homecoming with her, because it's gonna hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? So I think it goes both ways, but I think if you're at a homecoming event and you lean over and tell your guy that could make it worse. It just depends, you know what I mean? Because even still, the guy is gonna know. It's uncomfortable, you know what I mean? But I just think what I want to say is, to that clip, I think that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And if he feels like she should tell him everything, then she's just. But you know what? He got the right one, because she was like, I love that he has my list. It makes me feel so good. Cam could say anything, and she would say, I love it. It feels so good. And I you know, sis, get to what you need to get to. But I think that both sides can be hurt and devastated. And I think sometimes that men think that their egos are so different, or maybe they just don't understand. Maybe both sides, women and men, don't understand how the other feels when that happens. Because I can tell you, as a woman, it is it's one thing for your man to be doing everything, but it's another for women. And every time he's doing it, if he's in a relationship, or if she's in a relationship, the other person knows, because the other person is always going to be looking at, seeing if they, you know, if they feel like that person's better than them or not.
I had situations where I told them, I was like, hey, I told her about, why you tell? You got a big mouth. I'm like, you see what I'm saying? You damn if you do, you damn if you don't. Now, I done told, and me and old girl, for a whole nother reason, didn't work out. And I was like, see, I shouldn't even told her, because we didn't even last long. So,
what can you do? I probably wouldn't want another person to say anything. I'd be like, because I'm cool, though. I'm not going to be the kind of girl that's like, yeah, she got him now, but I had him. I'm not that kind of person. So I'd probably be like, don't tell her, because there ain't no need for her to know. I don't want to, you know, I don't even want to stress her like that.
This is what you're here to do. So you try to do what you think is the honorable thing. And then you like, hey, I just wanted to that's why that gentleman stuff don't be working all the time.
And the lady either, because sometimes the guy is going to feel some kind of way. It just depends, you know. Confidence. People say confident, you should, you know, have self-esteem, whatever. But when you love somebody, sometimes you feel you can feel insecure if you love somebody.
Depends on how the other girl. Remember, I was telling you, I saw the thing. It said, if your girlfriend look better than your baby mama, she gonna put you on child support.
Yeah.
So do you think if they look better, because you can be like, yeah, I did this back then, and that person looks totally different in a bad way, and they not tripping. But if you do it and you the guy, and you be like, yeah, I used to talk to him back in college. He owns 20 car dealerships and all this other stuff. He done pulled up in a Rolls Royce he owns, and you were like, and then he's being you know, hey,
Don't say anything. Don't ask, don't tell.
But and then that guy always does the same thing. Hey, brother, hey, what's up, man? Just want you to know you got a good girl there. You be like, nigga, what? He's a good brother. Don't that shit.
Yeah, it happens on both sides. The girl comes to give a hug, and she's like, "Hi, how you doing?" Yes, and you know good and well that she done messed around with your dude. It's just but both sides deserve the same thing. Edna says, "I also had my ex approach my new guy on the dance floor, told him to leave me alone." Edna,
Where? Studio 54?
Edna had the club. The club messed up.
Where you was at? At the Red Parrot? Where was that?
And they had the club messed up. The ex said, I'm gonna fight for my woman. Yes. Tammy Bowe said, this is why I go to other HBC homecomings, but I go to other HBC homecoming, but mine. I don't know if that works because you all are a pretty tight-knit group. At least the CAU Center here is. So you got Clark, Spelman, and Morehouse. It all becomes a big melting pot of,
Her ex is in the fraternity, brother. Don't go. Don't allow her to go. Really, if you can, keep her busy.
I don't know about that. Don't allow her to go. Part.
So plan something early, and y'all go out the country. I'm telling you, if her ex is in one of them, even if he's not around, the mother dude's gonna be barking in her face. Remember, don't do it.
Let's get on to our exercise tonight. We're talking about first dates. Now, remember, after a first date, there's time to get to know a person, but we are looking at these outfits like the person shows up for the first date in this outfit. This is the outfit that you see them after talking to them online. The very first outfit you see them in. What is your initial thought? Starting with the woman, Mo. She comes dressed like this. What are you thinking? Jogging pants on, tank top, girls front and center. What are we thinking?
What's she smell like? What's she smell like? Body spray or perfume?
You said what?
Body spray or perfume? What's she smell like?
I don't know. I mean, what's the difference?
It's a bit. It could be a difference with this outfit.
I don't know. I mean, tell us for each. Tell us for each. This is a tank top. This could be something, either she could have sneakers on or sandals with this.
It's the first date.
This is a first date.
Nah, I mean, she's relaxed. She's comfortable. It's cool. I don't think it's a good choice for a first date.
Okay.
Something like you gotta spend a lot of bread on her. That's the good thing.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what this is for, ladies. So this is telling us what men think when you see that outfit. So the first thing you thought is you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah. Coffee date, poetry, perhaps, walk in the park, picnic, even. And it's cool. It is cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
All right. I'll go to a man. Yeah. So let me tell you something. This outfit took a hard left, right? This actually could have been good, except for the fact that I believe 4 buttons are down, exposed, open, and there is a medallion in the center. Now, if you button that up, it doesn't have a collar. No, it does have a collar. It has a collar. So if you button that up all the way to like not the top button, but like 1 button down, I would think this is nice, right? I like the color. I like the fit. The problem is I'm not going out with anybody that's showing man cleavage. Because what this outfit tells me is that you're super into yourself. And I think you're probably here for the wrong reason. Like I don't like it. I'm not into like really superficial guys. And I feel like that tells me that you're very superficial. I'm not mad at the shiny fabric. If it was buttoned up, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's a good point. And I don't. It is a shiny fabric. I think if it was buttoned up, it would look a lot more conservative. But that man cleavage is and then the medallion. Anytime a man has a medallion in the African says giving August Alsina.
There, I was about to say he got hoes, but never mind.
Yeah, I would say anytime a man has a medallion in the center, he's either a player or he plays for the other team. I don't know which one, but I don't want to take it to, I don't want to do either one. I'm good. It could have been shiny because of the photo, but I'm just going to say, just to be safe, I'm not mad at the watch, but the fact that the tattoos, if they're covered up, I wouldn't even know you had them. I don't want to see those on the first date, but I really don't like man cleavage. I don't like man cleavage. I'm anti-man cleavage.
Okay.
All right. You ready for your second option?
Yes.
All right. First date. It is a jumpsuit. It is a jumpsuit.
It's a see-through jumpsuit.
It is.
Yeah. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen tonight. Yeah. I would figure if she's out with me, that means the ball players are out of town and busy. Yeah. One night. That's it. I can't take her serious.
What do you think about because she also has a sleeve here.
That's cool. I ain't tripping on that.
Okay. What about the tattoos across the chest here?
It happens. You could have done stuff in your 20s, but it's the outfit like that right there, especially on the first date. That lets me know she makes bad decisions. Because that's not if you want somebody to that's not a take me serious outfit.
Yeah.
That's actually an outfit you go out of town with.
Somebody said she's sleeping with somebody tonight.
Yeah, this is All-Star Weekend. This is Miami.
African said, "Can you see the kitten?" I think we can.
This is what I'm saying. You can't take that, bro. If I'm out of town, or hell, if she's in town, that's tonight. If ain't nothing happening past the night, then you can't take. She's a good time. She's fun. You guys gonna be grabbing her arm, so you can't take her serious. She wanders off. Let her wander off. She'll be back. Don't. It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Let her find her own way home if she leaves.
She come back. You don't get caught up and receive her back and have a good time. She might have her phone out, putting it back in. Went to the bathroom, got her number on the way back. Let her do her. Do not allow yourself to walk into her frame and get caught into that. You see what it is. Enjoy it for what it is. Do not take it serious. And if you move anyway, move that tonight. And hopefully you got about at least a stack on you. Because she's going to want all the hookah, all the bottles.
It's all going to happen tonight.
That's a fact.
All right. Well, that is our number 2 contender. I'm going to go over to a guy here. I'm not mad at this.
Okay.
I'm not mad at this. I'm okay with this on the first date. It's a nice sweater. Again, I wish that he would zip it up just a bit. But because he's a thin fella, it doesn't look like anything is open. So if you have a guy with like a broader chest or a bigger chest and he has it down that far, it's going to be a little bit, but because he doesn't really have a chest, I'm not going to hold that against him. I do like the sweater. I like the pants as far as what I can see. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. I'm going to continue the first date. I like it.
I would wear that, and I don't like the fact that you said because if he had a chest, I don't like that. No,
because it's talking about as far as where the zipper is. Like I would like him to zip it up just a bit, but because he doesn't have a chest, it's not stressing.
Right.
It's not
stressing. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I'm going to go ahead with the date with that. That's good stuff. All right. next for you. Here we go.
Okay, there we go. I'm not mad at that. Yes. That said, for me, comfortability, still stylish.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's not tight, it's not crazy, it's comfortable. I like it. Just based on the fashion, there is definitely a second date.
Okay. All right. Like that. I like that. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Let's go back over to my side. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. All right. Now, I hope it's cold outside. I hope it's cold outside. And I hope this is during the day. Maybe he's coming from the office. If that's the case, I'm good. I love a houndstooth peacoat on a man. I like a peacoat on a guy. I think that is always a great thing. The only thing I don't like about this suit right here, and he did have a hat on with this because it looks like we got to be someplace cold because you got the suit jacket and this on. I don't like the rings. Like it's a lot of rings on.
Yeah, it is a lot of rings.
Yeah, I'm good if we take the rings off or at least just leave one on. But I do like, he's dressed really well. He's dressed really warm. But I really like a peacoat on a guy it's a good mature look. This would be a great look to have on with that Italian boot we were talking about earlier.
There you go.
Yeah, that would be the perfect complement to this suit. Someone said it needs tailoring, and I actually think it looks good because it's not tight here. He just spends time in the gym, and we don't want to hold that against him. I don't want to hold it against anybody that goes to the gym.
Okay.
What do you think?
Nah, I like I ain't crazy about the color.
Oh, the aqua. Yeah.
I don't like the color, but I like the fit without the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, the aqua, turquoise. But I would not hold it against him on the first date. I'm good with that on the first, especially if it's during the day, like the work day.
Right.
And I think
that color to work though. Unless whatever you do for work, I don't know. Depends on what you do.
Gotta be creative. Yeah.
Right. Gotta be, exactly.
All right. Let's go to the next girl outfit. First date. What do you say?
This bougie chick. Listen.
This actually is the same jumper that the other girl had on, except this is white. And that one was see-through. It was black and see-through. But so I'm wondering, are you thinking differently because it's white and it doesn't look as cheap?
Yeah, that's it. But it's obviously it's the whitish creamish color, very clean. Wherever we going, we need the valet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad at this. It's you can't take her to Applebee's. I'll tell you that.
What about the pineapple purse?
What the? I can't see. That's a pineapple. What? It's shaped like a pineapple.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's bougie. What is the statement you're making with a pineapple purse?
I don't know. I know there's a pineapple. There's a pineapple. I'm gonna hope that's not it because there's a pineapple symbol that people use when they're like, they're swingers or they're open. But I hope that's not. I hope that's just a fashion faux pas. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. I mean, if it is, so be it. I'm just saying. All right. Let's go on to the next guy photo. All right. This is where we kind of get into generational differences, right? Because to me, I know that I grew up when Miami Vice was cool, but I don't really like the no sock loafer thing for me.
Right.
And I do think the pants are a little snug. That's the biggest thing. The loafer I could probably see past, but it does look like he has on capri pants. And they're just a little snug. They're snug and they're high. So I am probably going to assume that he may be into an alternative lifestyle that may not work with my more conservative lifestyle. Also, he has, again, with the cleavage, man, button your shirt up. Why are men showing man cleavage?
I don't know.
I don't like it. I don't like it. The jacket, now this jacket looks too small because I feel like if he brings it across to button it, now we're going to have some trouble. Everything just looks too small.
It does.
Everything looks too small. I don't like it. First date, I'm probably going to end it quickly and be on about my way. All right. Mo.
Nah.
What?
Nah. I don't like it.
What's happening?
Where are we going with this?
I mean, I don't say a first date. You are going out to a club. You guys are meeting at a club or going with what do you say you're going to meet at a club. You're going dancing.
Are we seeing a live band? I would never meet a woman at a club.
Okay. All right. Say you're going to see a live band.
Yeah.
I believe that is Velvet. Hey, you there? That is Velvet. But I want to point out that this comes down to a V. So when she sits down, there's going to be trouble, even if it is taped. And then this is very short. So there's trouble on the top and the bottom.
See? And then the whole band going to see it if we sit in the front row.
Yes.
No. I like women being mindful. And then when I go somewhere with a woman and she's like, is this showing? And I try to get her together. You know, I've done, you know, you do all that. And I like a woman that's conscious of that.
Right.
And you had to have known if we stepped out, because I see the check process women do. And then I meet up with women, they be like, oh my God, this happened, or a zipper broke, or do you have this because something happened, you know?
Yeah.
And they're very conscious about, they don't want to go now because whatever. Because, you know, it's a malfunction.
Yeah.
Do you have double-sided tape? Why would I have double-sided tape?
Has somebody asked you for double-sided tape?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Why have, I don't have these things. You know,
that's crazy.
Brushes and all kind. Anyway, listen, I would just say I like a woman that's very, very conscious about that. If she wants me to take her serious, now if I meet a woman out and about and she's like that, I'm not taking her serious. But if she shows up to the date, I'm thinking it's more about her, how she looks to everyone else opposed to how she looks to me.
Mm.
And that's important.
That's important. That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Okay.
Because the women that are conscious of that just happen to go to the bathroom a lot and want to get up every 5 minutes. We saw the outfit, lady. Everybody saw you when we came in. They see.
I did not know that guys knew what women were doing when they get up and keep walking around.
Yes, the bathroom is the runway. I know the trick. That's your little runway. So you waves and I know.
I don't know if that dress could work with another situation just because it is so short. It is so short. It almost could be cool if it was if it had like tights underneath it, but it's so short that when she sits, it's not gonna, even if she is very small and doesn't have, if she got a donkadonk, it's a wrap, because that's not gonna.
Let me ask you, okay, I know, well, no, they would wear them on there because I noticed certain women don't want to wear drawers or certain outfits. That's always concerning.
Yeah, there are a lot of dresses now because a lot of people are wearing. I started to pull one of these, but I didn't because I just thought that would be too overt. But like a lot of women are wearing these dresses that have cutouts, and so it's a cutout here and here, and a slit that goes all the way up the side. And so if you have a slit that goes all the way up to your hip bone, and your panties are going to show. You know what I mean? So a lot of women are like, I just go without panties. So but that's when you have those slits all the way up past the panty line, or the cutout to where it can show that little dip that, you know, really is usually covered by panties. So a lot of women don't. Now, I always would, I would never suggest that, but there are a lot of women that, you know, like to wear those type of things. I would definitely, I would definitely suggest not wearing that on a first date. Hey, you there says skin toned underwear. You would think they also have underwear that are just in the front and back. But a lot of people don't do that. They just choose to go commando.
And that's not sanitary, is it?
I don't think so. Certainly when you have to sit down. Your girl, you got your girl just out there, just.
So let me ask you this: what about like in mosquito bites?
What?
Mosquito bites.
You mean a mosquito getting to that? Getting to her?
All in that area.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about that. I'm with Edna. There's fluids often. If she's, you know, she's
Oh yeah, that's enough. Yeah.
That's more of a concern than a mosquito. I don't know. Because if you have on a bikini, I mean, I don't know that people are, you know, mosquitoes are. I don't know, but I don't know because I wear undies, but I don't know if anyone's ever got a mosquito bite on their hoo-ha. I don't know.
I'm just asking. I don't know, y'all.
It's a good question. Last one for the guys. This is I just go home. And this seems funny. Like people would look at this and think that this is like a YN outfit. But you would be surprised how many men from the East Coast will show up like this.
Hmm.
The jacket is a little small, pants are a little big. But yeah, Timberlands and baggy pants. But it looks like he's getting ready to go do some criminal activity, and I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it.
Sometimes it's how you wear things. So
Yeah, I think Timberlands look nice on guys, but I just think that combination either says he's going to have a very limited vocabulary. The bubble coat period just feels like, and again, I like how guys in New York dress, mature men who understand, but you know, that can be very tasteful. But the ones that are just on the corner like that, not he was dressed like Remy Ma.
that's hilarious.
That is hilarious. It's hilarious. But Remy has actually been taking it up a notch. She's been stylish the last few years.
To the men to diversify your wardrobe, man. Have some, you know, I understand the throw on stuff, but then, you know, you get grown, man, and people start inviting you out to different things, man. Be ready. You scrambling to try to piece together an outfit for even court.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think sometimes men don't put a lot of effort into a date with a woman. And I think that women sometimes put too much effort. What I mean by that is I think sometimes women try to show too much and men don't put as much time. So I think making yourself look neat and realizing that person is going to make assumptions based on how you've shown up. I like the fact that Mo said with the girl that was dressed like this, and this is like a lot of earthy girls could dress like this, like if she had locks and, you know, sandals and bracelets and was earthy. I could see a lot, but that he automatically said that made him think he didn't have to spend a lot of money on her. And then the other girl, that meant he felt like she was going to be bougie and was going to be like really high maintenance. So I think that, and I think even for myself, I was like assuming with the chest out and all that you are probably going to be more focused on yourself, very, you know, just self-absorbed. Like, because if you come to the date wanting all the eyes on your chesticles, that's weird to me. You know what I mean? Like for me, now some girls may like that, but you know, to me, I really would rather have a more understated. That was a better look for me. This was a better look for me than the other things, because now this, I do think that rings, like I said, a lot, and the color is a little bit off. But I remember I went on a date one time with this guy, and he had a hat, glasses, necklaces, and bracelets. And I was just like, I said, this is a lot. And he was like, because I just have a mouth that says what I think. So I was like, you got on a lot. It's a lot going on here, because I just walked up and he just had on hat, glasses, chains. And I was just like, and he started laughing, but I was just like thrown off. This is a lot happening right now. Like, where are we going?
Did he know what you do? Because I think a lot of guys try to fit into your world sometimes. And not only that, but do you think it's because it's after the fact. Third date with a woman, they be like, what are you wearing? And so nobody is underdressed or over, you see what I'm saying? You try to meet the person, and because you feel when you go somewhere, especially as a man, that some brothers should feel uncomfortable. Woman comes and it's a dress and you got on sneakers, and it's not like a dressy sneaker. I would feel uncomfortable, and I have sometimes, and I'll be like, hold up, let me change real quick, because I see they got on, and it, I guess matching your fly, but just so we look like me together, or it's not oddly like, what do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. He did know what I did for a living. But I think that, and you're right. I guess I'm a female that doesn't have, before when I was dating, I would always wear heels on a date. But if we're going someplace casual, I wouldn't care if a guy had on sneakers, as long as they're not like an old man sneaker, which is like one that's all one color and has a really thick sole. We talked about the Denzel, and I'm not saying nothing bad about Mr. Denzel Washington, but his sneakers be wild. They're shoes that men wear for support. That may not be right on every date, depending on how old you are.
But make sure they're clean, fellas. Like, keep it clean. I don't care what brand
is back in now. But I'm talking about the orthopedic, yes. See, Boogie, and actually, can I tell you guys, that's the word. Those biscuit shoes look like orthopedic shoes. They look like they had a lift to make sure that you support your foot.
Rockport makes some, a few of them.
For men and women. There are women that wear Rockports.
Really? Didn't know that.
Yeah, when I worked in the hospital, I did PR and marketing in the hospital, and there are nurses, that wear Rockports. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's for work, so I get that.
Edna said you can't wear sneakers to the Russian tea room. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. You would need a nice leather, quality leather.
Can I tell you this? There was a guy is it gala or gala?
A gala?
Because a lot of people corrected me and saying gala.
I think it just kind of depends on where you grew up.
There's a guy that I work with that showed up. He had a baseball hat and sneakers. He's a clown. I'm like, what are you doing? He did it last year. And I was like, surely he's not going to do it. He did it again.
Wow.
Oh, I think he got a big head because he don't never take the hat off. Everybody's in their best or looking, and this dude is like, come on, brother. Like, we got to like.
What did he have on in between the sneakers and the hat?
A goofy suit.
Oh, wow. Not a goofy suit.
Goofy suit. He tried, but you got, like you said, the big sneakers and you got a hat and it's kind of to the side and he wears glasses. It's just like, do you see anyone else in here and they're like, relax, man?
Hey, Larry. I think though, did he have a date?
No, they said he has a wife, but he done came 2 years in a row without her. And they said she bad. I can't tell.
His wife probably don't want to deal with that. She probably knows how he's gonna get dressed, and she doesn't want to. I will say this: this is all in fun, and I think there's no right or wrong way to dress. I think you have to dress for how you're going to feel confident, but you also need to know that people are going to judge you based on that. So you have to recognize what message you're putting out. I think that when a lot of times my sisters will get angry when somebody assumes something about them, and it's like, you can't get mad at somebody because of what they assume based on what you had on. Now you can want people to get to know you, and you can want, but the reality is, as humans, we see things and we make assumptions. It's instinctive. It's not even a person being judgmental. It's just the instinct to look at something and figure out where that person fits, right? Or what you should assume. And unfortunately, a lot of times those stereotypes or those things that we assume are true. If I were to look at somebody dressed like this and assume that he was immature, because I've done it before, and it was true. He was immature, extremely immature. So sometimes, how you dress does say a little bit about you, even if you hope that it don't. If a woman shows up like this in a see-through jumper, showing off the print and the kitty cat, like, there could be correlations to her behavior. Sometimes I think we all want to say, well, don't judge a person, don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes the cover is telling you all about the book. So but regardless of it, if it is or not, you have to know that that's what people are going to do. So if you go to a job interview, you know that you're being judged. If you go on a first date, you know you're being judged. That's just life.
And then you're going out with somebody, especially if you're a woman going out with a man and you're wearing a see-through outfit. Think about that now. I mean, it says a lot, and you can put people in you can put someone in a bad position, and you don't even mean to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could cause problems where other guys are being disrespectful, and here's this guy, he don't know you, but he feels kind of a need because you're a woman to protect you, but he don't know you, but you wore this outfit.
Yeah.
You see tug of war, you're like, well, like, why would, what I'm saying? It's tough, man.
Yeah. How we dress, how we show up is the first impression. I mean, people make assumptions based on things that we can't control, right? People assume, height, weight, body shape, all types of things based on things that are outside of our control. But our clothes and how we present is something that we can control. It's funny because I think I told you guys, since getting my hair locked, I feel like I have people judge me a lot differently, and I'm the same person I was wearing all the wigs and weaves and fabulous wigs and weaves and ponytails. But I think people make assumptions based on a woman that has locks, which is crazy.
Like
you
what?
know?
Like what?
Well, I remember there's this whole idea about people that embrace natural styles. Them being really down to earth and maybe having, I don't know, it's just I've heard all kinds of things. Like, she has incense at the house, and I'm the same as I was before. I heard a guy say that if a girl wears weave, she's probably more likely to go along with the program. If she has natural hair or locks, she probably, has too much of her own mind. Maybe she doesn't wear deodorant, like just crazy stuff that people say. But everybody makes these assumptions based on things that they've experienced before, right? And so it's interesting because for those of you that know me, and especially people that know me in real life and know me for years, I'm the same. Like, my personality has not changed, but I think people's reception of me definitely has changed.
See, I'm glad you said that, because anytime I went over a woman's house with locks, I would challenge any brother, look in the cabinets. It's all unrecognizable brands that I've seen in the cabinets. Stuff I don't know what this stuff is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You think that, and then you just correlate everything. Like you said, just all kind of baking soda, deodorant, and all kind of wild stuff that I'm not used to. It's not to say it's wrong, but you will. And sometimes it is true, but in your journey, it came later. So this wasn't really about you're changing a lifestyle and everything. This was just your hair.
Yeah. Well, Mimi asked me what made me choose locks. I had, my hair was, well, when I moved here, I got a relaxer like most Black girls early on. And I got to move to Atlanta, and I started wearing weaves because my hair was always long and thick, and it just, you know, you get it pressed out. And even with a relaxer, it would be very thin and just limp. And I didn't like that, right? And it would also frizz still, or just go limp or just go straight. So I started wearing weaves because I'm in the entertainment industry. I was doing a lot in the entertainment industry. So that was what everybody was doing, and allowed your hair to look the same. I did sew-ins at first. Then you graduate from sew-ins to extensions and then wigs. And I just, after a while, I remember this is just my personal journey. So I'm not saying anything that, and I'm definitely not a vegan. I would love to one day, just because of health issues and what's going on, eat less meat, but I'm not a vegan. I don't, you know, I'm still the same. I did what was best for my hair because I didn't want to keep wearing extensions and weaves and wigs. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to do that. And my natural hair, I would get it pressed out and it would be so pretty. And then less than 24 hours later, it would be puffy. And so I was just like, I am tired of this. I would show up at an event. I was hosting a red carpet one time, and I had just gotten my hair done, and I left, and it was totally big. And I was just like, even at my wedding, my hair started out pretty and it ended up in an afro. So I was just tired of that. But I was tired of fixing that by wearing wigs and weaves. And so I just used my natural hair and I just, you know, researched sister locks and then locks, because I thought if I did something like this, I can still wear a lot of the same hairstyles that I wore before. It just, you know, wouldn't have to be added hair. Because I remember one time I was at a fair with my daughter, and I was standing behind a woman, and I thought she was an Indian woman because it was, you know, Indian hair. And she turned around and it was a Black woman, right? And she just had a weave in. And I was like, man, I don't want to be wearing somebody else's hair. And I was looking at my daughter. My daughter was a little girl then. She's probably like 8 or 9. And I was like, what kind of message am I telling my daughter if I have on an Indian woman's hair? You know, and I remember thinking that and feeling kind of weird about it. But I kept wearing weaves and stuff. But I just always felt like I just want to get to a point in my life where I can just be myself, and I don't have to and when we started wigs, taking the wig off, you got the braids underneath it. You know, the guys, when you start dating men, they want to see what your hair looks like underneath. So I just was like, I just want to just wear my hair. So I'm still getting used to this, and I'm still getting used to it. But I realize that people make a lot of assumptions, specifically people that don't know me, that I'm like out someplace and they see me. Just the response is very different, you know, and that's interesting. But my personality is the same. I dress the same, I act the same, but they just see the locks and they assume, you know. And
is it respect level, or
say it again?
Is it like a respect level, you think? Or lifestyle assumption?
It could. I think that, you know, there are a lot of people that are in the lock community that are very that is a lifestyle beyond just their hair. That is a lot of other things. So I think they may assume that. But I haven't experienced. I'm not sure yet. You know what I mean? What that's like. But I just know that I think it was something that worked for me, and I don't think that earthy and grounded. Yeah, I don't know that I'm earthy, but I'm working to become more grounded, period, you know, just as a person. But I don't know if I would call myself earthy, but I think people think that way, you know what I mean? And I feel better just not wearing wigs and weaves, because do you know how stupid you feel showing up and your wig has slipped back and the glue, like, what people go through, what women go through. And I'm not saying anyone that wears the wigs and weaves, some women, it works for them. Any woman that wears them, and it does, and it's because some of them can keep it tied down. But for me, I don't want to have to glue someone else's hair to my scalp.
When you say it out loud, see how crazy it sounds?
It does. It does. It feel, but I mean, it's a lot that we go through, you know, as women go through trying to look a certain way. And I just got tired of that. For me, I just wanted to get off the train. I was like, I want off. I went off, but that is not healthy. And there's also a lot of women that now I would never leave mine in very long because I always had a lot of hair. So it was never really, it was always itching but I do think, that every woman should find what works for them. You know, if it whatever it is, you know, and you don't have to fit the stereotype of what people think because of what you're doing. Love is Meaning says, is it easy to maintain being a new locker? Yes, it is, because I just braid it up and go to bed. You know what I mean? I don't, before it was like, because I would wrap my hair, I wake up in the morning, it'd be puffy, then I've got to pull it back in a ponytail, find a ponytail, put a ponytail on, attach it to system. So it is a lot easier for me, because I'm not into my hair, unless I cut my hair short. Now, if this doesn't work, I would just cut my hair short. And I don't know how that's going to work.
I do. You better not. The boss don't let her do that.
I'm saying if I do, but I'm saying if this doesn't work, I would have no other option because my hair is going to always get puffy. And I would just have to go with a short natural. That would be crazy. That'd be wild. I hope this works.
I hope that works too.
Mo, did you notice? Let's talk about this with you real fast. Did you notice a difference? Because when you had hair, when you had curly hair, and then when you had the bald head, I met you after you had your hair bald. So I know that there are a lot of women that are attracted to bald heads. Did you feel a difference, or did people assume something different? Did people make assumptions of you because your hair was curly? I've heard men say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, but you gotta understand, I'm curly, I'm brown skin, real skinny at the time. So I already that's already bad. You know what I mean? And you know, you get the soft thing or whatever, or you know, when men or with your pretty hair, and you hear stuff like that from men, it's like, yo, and you get taken as that. But to me, it's this, like, I posted the picture recently of me with hair, and maybe a couple months after that, I completely shaved it all off. There's a little light area right here, and I saw it about to come, and I was like, now I could have combed it over for a minute, you know, and last for a couple, but I was like, listen, we're going to do it. I didn't know what it was going to look up like under here. It could grow back, and I just kept it. And then I noticed that I didn't have to deal with it no more. Shave it one time, no more barbershops, no more none of this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I felt way better, especially in the summertime. And then people, what should you put on your hair? And I'm like, huh? Or, you know, asking me or stuff like that. It was just better to just get rid of it when you see it coming and be done with it. But no one knows until you do it what it's going to be. And you know, I didn't hear anything bad. I had to learn how to shave it. I was shaving with cheap razors and learning the process till I learned how to get it right and what worked for me. But I did notice a difference on, believe it or not how I was treated by women, how I was treated by men.
How so?
It was less of the, you know, the pretty thing or pretty boy, or less of that from the dudes, even with the jokes or anything. Mm-hmm. And it's made it more of a, it felt like I was taking a little bit more serious, especially if we got into something. You know what I mean? I felt, it might have been all in my head, but I did feel that.
Yeah.
And the women, it didn't, I didn't, believe it or not, I didn't really feel the change.
Okay, that's interesting. I have another friend that they said that you put up a thirst trap picture, Mo. Is that what you're doing?
I was 23 going on 24. How's it? I got a shirt. I don't know how it was thirst trap, but it was me. It was. Now it did look like a cover of an R&B album. I'm
like, were you giving that Cashmere Thoughts look though?
I said, you want me to send it to you? I said, I thought I sent it to you.
Send it to me so we can all see what happened. Did you send it to me? Hold on. You may have sent it to me.
I did.
Hold on, y'all. Let's all look at this. Let's determine before we leave if this is a thirst trap picture. Now, first of all, let's define what is a thirst trap. Send it to me again. I don't have it. I can't find it in my thing.
Gotcha.
Let's define what is a thirst trap. Yeah, oh Lord Jesus, I have these pictures from Reggie Love and Nani was giving Chris Brown. I don't know about that. Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't.
I didn't even tell that your hair was really curly in this picture, though.
Yeah, because you know what? This is when I went low, and then I was like, I'm taking it all off because I had a thing, and then I took it even lower after this.
Yeah, I can't. This is not really showing us the curly hair. This is showing us more of a fade look. But
I'm trying to phase out of that because I was trying to tell you, I was trying to phase out of the anyway.
You were phasing out. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna let the audience. This is a Polaroid?
It was actually from a photo shoot.
Oh snap! It was a Cashmere Thoughts. It was the sexy Moe. It was. Okay, hold on. Let's get this up here for the chat to make. Now, ladies.
I'm blocking you. I'm talking to the block you.
No, I'm not blocking nobody. So if you feel like this is a thirst trap picture, put an X in the chat. If you feel like it is not a thirst trap, then put an O. If it's a thirst trap, put an X. If it is not, put an O. Here we go. Mo, I just talked about the chest cleavage. What is happening?
It was a linen shirt. That's how they made it.
No, they didn't. They made it with buttons. There are buttons for you to button, and you chose not to see 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime 4 buttons are not buttoned, then
the photographer told me to do that.
All right, so far we got 3 X's and 1 O, 4 X's. African said 90s fine. That is definitely the 90s. Oh, Edna got your back. Edna said, oh, so far people are saying this is a thirst trap. I'm going to have to say it was a thirst trap just because of the 4 buttons. Not my name is Al, be sure. And you have on rings.
Well, I had a pinky ring on. Yes, I did.
Were you on your pimp stuff?
No, well, listen. I don't know why I had the long sideburns. I'm really confused with it.
Nobody ever wears a pinky ring except a pimp.
That's not true.
You have a bracelet on?
I had a watch.
Okay, I was like, is that...
You know what? You know, can I tell you this?
Please.
That was a guest watch, and a girl's mother gave that to me. She worked at Macy's. She fired at Macy's. And I cut her grass while her daughter was out of town.
I was going to say, this does not sound kosher.
No, it doesn't.
It sounds like a mom that is doing something with her daughter's friend.
I'll leave it at that.
Did you make a move on the mom?
The mother made a move on me.
Did she really?
Yeah, I never got with the daughter yet because she had went to Virginia. And when she came back, she felt something was up. And I was out of town. I wasn't even here. I just
felt something was up with you and her mom? Yo.
Her mother paged me. And this was the pager days. Her mother paged me. I wasn't even here. I was up north for 2 weeks. In that second week, her mother, her daughter went to Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And by the time she came back, I had 1 more day, and she just felt something was off. And I cut the grass, and the grass was real high, so the ends I had to rake up, and I raked. Anyway, it was weird, but I never got with both. I want to be real clear. Now that would have been, but yeah. And the mother gave me, it was a watch.
That kind of looks like a bracelet.
It's It's a funny kind of gray band, and it had the gold thing. It was a guest watch of all things. I always like watches.
Jesus Christ. Wow. Okay. Well, it looks like the ladies say that it was a thirst trap picture. That was what the verdict came in. It was a bit of a thirst trap just because of the facial expression and the cleavage, the male cleavage showing. But because there's not much chest, it's not an infraction because there's nothing really happening. But that is a pretty deep V. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what ladies, before we get out of here, let us know if Mo showed up for a first date wearing this linen shirt with it open 4 notches. What are you thinking? With a pinky ring and I guess bracelet watch.
I was 23 going on 24. Forgive me.
I'm just saying, what would people think if you showed up for the date? I would definitely have thought that you were. Okay, African says, I have a feeling he was definitely wearing a Timberland boot. Were you wearing Timberlands?
I probably was. I was in Timberlands like all year round back then.
Yeah. That is funny. I said, what would you think if Mo showed up for a date with the first date? And T said, I would love it. You know what? Marriott said he definitely would get a second date.
Y'all are so kind because this picture.
Sheena's the only real one. She said, in this decade, nah. Because I mean, what about the 4 buttons being open? Okay, African said she would love it too. Okay.
This was a photo shoot.
It is. But again, when the photographer told you to unbutton those buttons, did you feel like you were being?
We was outside. If it was in the studio, yes, I'd be like, hey. We was outside.
Was he giving you a look when he said it? Like, why don't you go ahead and unbutton?
He told me 2 things. He was like, relax or whatever, and then he told me. No, I'm not gonna say that part. But
you gotta say it now. We're here.
He was like, you have to. I don't know if it was before or after. He's like, the thing that sticks out about you is your eyes. So what I want you to do is practice in the mirror.
Okay.
He told me, I want you to practice in the mirror, but the eyes. He said you got your eyebrows and whatever. He said, so always look through the out. And he said practice in the mirror. That's all I'm gonna say.
So you were
on 24.
So what you were doing the night before is giving the camera cashmere looks, cashmere thoughts.
I don't know if he said it then or he might have said it before. Yeah.
Hilarious.
I'm sorry, I was young.
African said he told you to give him your best Genuine. You did look like you could be Genuine's cousin in that picture. You could have been a family member of Genuine. It's giving pony vibes.
The eyebrow. I don't know what I did with the eyebrow. I don't know why they were so long.
You wanted it down. You did it on purpose because they're all the way down there.
I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway.
Yeah. Well. All right. On that note, good people, we are going to get out of here for today. We will be back on Friday as always.
Not Ready to Love. Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Well, Love Marriage and Bell Collective because
my bad. Not Love and Marriage Huntsville. Bell Collective.
Bell Collective, and and any more Love and Marriage Huntsville tea in the streets. There's been a lot, and I know we talked about it last week, but I probably will recap it just because a couple of people felt like we didn't go in deep enough, and we'll do a little research to see because the judge had made a ruling on one of the couples, either the wife or the husband was going to go to jail. So we'll see if we can't do some digging on and find out who ended up being in contempt of court. If you didn't watch Mo and I on Monday, we got with our good friend Ryan, stopped by. We looked at all the things that have went into the Diddy trial. And today I watched a video. I'm going to send it to you, Mo, when we get off. That was crazy. It's 2 of the guys that were part of the freak offs and it just goes to prove, I'll say this, it proves that I think men are physically stronger than women, but I think women are mentally stronger than men in terms of being able to convince men of a lie. The long and short of this video, and I'm going to send it to you once we get off. is the men. These are two men that were part of the freak offs, right? And they both said that they felt like Cassie had made them feel like they were the only one that came to service her,
Right.
besides Diddy.
I saw that.
Did you see that? And they believed it, and to the point where their feelings were hurt. Now they were paid escorts, and they both acknowledged their ego being bruised and their feelings being hurt. I would say their ego being hurt more than feelings, because they really believed that they were the only one, and she had made them feel like that. So they were like, she was so cool, and she really made me feel like I was the only one. That's crazy. That's crazy that a chick can have a whole dude, a billionaire superstar, and she can still make you feel like, you know.
That's to her credit and discredit.
Right? Yeah. But I just think that's the power of a woman is different than the power of a man.
1000%. And when we say that, they act like we don't know what we're talking about, but we know it could. Just that alone can change the world. So when we see stuff, we're like, yo, y'all have the power to do that. You can, if you just manage it right. You can really, really, it's not just saying that. Spike Lee made a movie about that. That's real.
It is. It is. Edna says she's a professional trick. Well, yikes.
That's her job. If so, that's her job to make her feel like that. To make it.
Miss Leo Brown says, did you see Martell and Arian at the polo event? No, they did not come. They ended up not coming because I was definitely looking for them. I did see Chris Fletcher and I saw Clifton from Love and Marriage DC, but Martell and Arian did not show up. So I'm not sure what happened because they were definitely supposed to be there.
And then Martell was just here, what, 2 weeks prior to that?
Mm-hmm. They were here doing a charity, actually all of them.
Right.
Ken, Chris, Marceau. Actually, Tisha and Marceau are doing something with Carisha in Huntsville.
I saw that.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I want to say it's at Black. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll if I get any sneak peeks of that, I will definitely share. Make sure you guys like this on the way out. Let us know what you think of the dating outfits and what you would wear on the first date. If you're watching the replay of this, I am always one that believes a nice dress is best. If it's summertime, a sundress is not too clingy, not too, form-fitting, but not too form-fitting to where you can see everything. A little bit of flair is good, and a nice shoe. You just, just to show who I am, because I'm not going to be anything but Christal. So I'm a girly girl, and I like wearing dresses. I do wear pants a lot, but on a date you want to feel flirty and you want to feel like a woman. So I believe in that, unless you're going horseback riding. But other than that, I would definitely wear a dress. Mo, what about you? Before you get out of here, what's your first date go-tos?
I would tell the guys the good jean, white sneaker. Try to stay away from the t-shirts if you can. Definitely any t-shirts with graphic. Preferably a polo shirt on the first one. Keep it simple, clean, classy. You don't want to jump out too soon. You want to build it up a little bit, step it up again on the second one, but play it straight across the board. Good jean, clean white shoe, and a polo shirt. Keep it simple. Stay away from you can't stay away from the t-shirts, and definitely t-shirts with graphics in them. And most importantly, haircut. It's the accessories and the other things can really make an outfit. Your haircut, smelling good, good watch. It doesn't have to be expensive, and not a whole lot of jewelry. I
like it. I think the same thing with the ladies. A little makeup, not too much to where when you give them a hug, you feel like you're going to leave your face on a shirt. But enough to let them know you're still a girl. You still gotta treat me like a girl. A little something, dress, nice shoe, nice toes done, nails done, definitely perfume, and have fun. Most importantly, and I know we talked about clothes, but I think the most important thing is just to have fun and to be your best self. So don't go on the first date if you are irritated, if you had a bad day at work, if you had any of those things. And if you have to, then give yourself some time to unwind, because a lot of times I think the worst thing people bring with them is not bad clothes, it's bad energy, you know, and showing up thinking, well, this probably ain't gonna be nothing, this is probably a waste of time. If you show up like that, you will make it true, you know. So that is the biggest tip I could give you, is to feel beautiful, feel powerful, feel positive, feel that you know, possibilities are endless. If this is something that you're looking forward to for just fun, or if it's something that you're looking forward to for potentially more, just be open, you know, just be open to having a good time and enjoying. That's it. That's all you really want from a first date, is to just have a good time, enjoy yourself, you know, and be the best you could be, the best person that you can be. If you don't have, if it's not a love match, it's okay. You know, you could have had a good time anyway. You don't have to, you know, penalize people if they're not the one that you want to grow old with. It's okay. It's just a first date. So take confidence, take life, don't take life so seriously, and have a good time. And we will see you back here for a good time on Friday. Remember, go ahead and check out Love is Blind so that you will be up to date with us next week as we start talking about these dates. And we're going to be talking about dating disasters on Love is Blind. Like, what are these people doing wrong? What are these people doing right? What are some of the dilemmas that we could talk about? So check out the first few episodes of Love is Blind, and that's what we will be talking about on Wednesday. But first and foremost, we will see you here on Friday at 10 p.m. All right. You guys end the week strong. We love you.
Be safe, y'all. Friday, 10 o'clock.